Dakdakan na with Mora and Iyu.
Hello,
Mga dakdakeros at dakdakeras. Dakdakan na. I'm with my partner, Mr. Paolo Yolores. Iyu, kamusta ka naman? How are we doing this fine evening?
Okay naman. Not much to talk about, but there's this very pressing issue with our national team that we really have to talk about, hence this episode. And we're here to talk about Gilas, their participation in the Asian Games, and the brouhaha, the chaos that happened yesterday during the press conference. And as we all know, or if you don't know, we now have our lineup. Well, it's not yet final, but we have 12 players that are ready to play for the Philippines in the Asian Games, in the basketball tournament. But it came with a lot of issues. And as you can see, here's a list of the 37 players that were sent to the Hagok or the Guangzhou Asian Games Organizing Committee.
Yeah.
And of these
So
37
initially, diba,
players,
60 to.
initially
Initially,
60,
Yeah.
but now they submitted a list that had 37,
Mm.
which looks quite similar to a list that was released some time ago. And if hindi kayo familiar, ito yung na-polist. Kung mapapansin nyo, parang pareho lang yung font, pareho lang na-capitalized. So, kaya pala familiar nung nakita ko kahapon.
So looking forward na i-represent tayo nila Senator Bong Revilla.
Ina Villar yan. Next. Sa susunod na Asian Games sila na.
Gagawin niyang Camellia yung China.
Nagmukha tuloy na microcosm of Philippine society yung Gilas. But from the list of 37, 8 lang yung sure na makakapaglaro sa Asian Games. And the 8 includes Justin Brownlee, Ange Kwame, Calvin Oftana, ayan, yun yung list. Junmar, Newsome.
Alam mo kung ano yung initial reaction ko nung nakita ko na 8 na lang yung players? Sabi ko, ba't di na lang natin tawagin Asian Games, pare? Wala eh. I mean, nandun na tayo sa sitwasyon na parang di mo na alam paano mag-react. So, try to make it light as much as you can. Yeah, so looking forward to the Asian Games. Hope we still compete given the roster or the drama that's surrounding the roster.
So these 8 players are sure to fly to the Asian Games, but with them, we're not yet sure about the remaining 4 players because there's still an ongoing appeal for the inclusion of Terence Romeo, Calvin Abueva, Jason Perkins, and sino isa pa? And Mo Tautua. But in their stead, if they're not approved,
shout out kay Mo Tautua, kinalimutan nga ni Iyu.
Hindi nyo maintindihan. Charot. There are 4 players who've been called up. That's Chris Ross, Arvin Tolentino, CJ Perez, and Kevin Alas. So from the list of 37, 8 will be flying. The rest were actually either injured for now, abroad, yung mga nasa Japan or nasa Korea,
yes,
or still in college preparing for the UAAP season. So you'd have to
feel preparing for their first semester.
So you'd have to feel for those who made the list. Because sino bang gumawa ng list na yun? Bakit walang foresight na, uy, may UAP na to uy, baka hindi payagan ng hindi payagan ng Japan or ng Korean teams tong mga to Uy, ba't yung mga to injured? Walang foresight, walang planning.
Yeah. I guess wala ring foresight kasi naka-block siya sa NTC. Okay.
Then again, we're thankful that the players are still very much willing to play. And the epitome of that is with someone who isn't even sure of making the team, and that's Calvin Abueva. and you have to give props to the players. We're still wanting to play and represent the Philippines.
Yeah.
And it's not hard to represent. It's not easy to represent the country, especially a country that's very high on hoops.
Mm.
And ito, naiyak-iyak pa itong si Calvin, sabi ni Tim Cone. And there's a small chance that he still makes a team, but and if I'm correct, I think they're still part of the practices.
Yeah.
But you gotta love, or you have to give props to the players for still wanting to play.
Yeah, I mean, if you can also listen to the interviews na wherein Calvin was a part of, you could actually feel how excited he was to finally be able to don that Gilas jersey again. Certainly, he was looking forward to perhaps one final dance with the national team, given 35 years old na siya. But hopefully, he still gets to play. I'm not keeping my hopes up kasi given that na-decline na initially. But let's hope for a miracle, and let's hope we get to see the Filipino brand of basketball there with Abueva donning that jersey.
And one thing I also have to note about the list, if you saw the list earlier or even the 60-man list, it's frustrating to see how they don't even get the names right. Like
Yung mga
there's a
typo ba to?
player, si Raxon nandun.
Uh,
Tapos dun sa list of 37, nandun si Juan Gomez. Sino si Juan Gomez? Parang si Juan
Pare,
Gomez
meron
Dilian
pang
yung
Chris
ano.
Luxam. Yung S niya nag-X, pare.
Tapos yung mismong potential naturalization candidate natin, si Onyeko Okongwu, pati siya bali yung spelling. Ano ba klaseng listahan to? Baka mamaya kaya pala di tinanggap ng China, mali yung spelling, di nagmamatch sa documents or whatever. Parang,
So, dapat naka-Chinese characters.
wala lang. So, puts further doubt into the list kung matagal na ba siyang ginawa
Yeah. Or
or
minadali
ginawa
lang
ba
siya.
siya haphazardly for the press con yesterday. So, frustrating. But then again, as much as there's been chaos, I'm quite looking forward to seeing how they'll perform the Asian Games. And with the recent news that Lebanon is no longer playing because they've pulled out due to injuries with Hong Kong set to replace them, uh, it's looking a bit more brighter for Gilas because honestly speaking, the crucial game now is against Jordan of all teams because if I'm correct, they'll be fielding most, if not all, of the players that played in the World Cup. And we were able to see firsthand, di ba? Napanood naman natin yung Jordan laban sa New Zealand.
Yep.
And they almost beat New Zealand.
Mm.
And I'm quite scared to see RHJ against the Gilas team.
Well, I guess we got to field in Kobisaya na. Na-miss ko na yun, si Kobisaya. Hindi ko alam what he's doing now. I'm just curious kung nasa na siya ngayon.
So yun, crucial yung game sa Jordan because if we lose that game, we'll probably face China in the quarterfinals. And it's never easy to play against China on their home floor. On their home floor, especially after they lost on our home floor last September, earlier this month.
Well, yun. Well, they now have the advantage of the crowd. And if we would refer to the last China versus Philippines game, nasa China din ginawa. We know what happened there. So, nasiraan ng bus, hindi ready yung court. So, yeah, hindi natin alam what would happen when we get to face China again, especially since the games are going to be held in China.
Yung mga nagsasabi pa nga na dito pa lang sa list gate o sa issue ng listahan inaano na tayo ng China. But yun.
Totoo naman.
If they don't win against Jordan, the odds will be stacked against Gilas. It will be a very, very difficult game against China. Even if they're missing the services of Kyle Anderson and Zuki, I'd say that they're still favored to win against Gilas. So, hopes up. The crucial talaga yung Jordan game, and if they win the Jordan game, I'd be disappointed if they don't make it to the semis. So,
Well, crucial din that we get to field in the players who had that 2 week or 3 week training. Kasi syempre, bitin na nga yung training mo, magpapasok ka pa ng 4 more people na hindi kasama doon sa main core. Tsaka sayang naman yung Daniel Padilla look ni Terence Romeo, di ba?
Nagugulat na din ako na ganun na pala yung look niya. And speaking of Gilas, yun yan, I'm actually looking forward to watching their friendly on Friday. Hopefully I get the time to watch. It's a free for all. It's free admission to the game at Phil Sports. No one's barred. Against the LG Sakers from Korea. It will be at 4 p.m. at the Phil Sports Arena. So if you have time to watch, why not support the team?
Kalaw, ano yung pinakita? Sorry, nagulat ako. Pero hindi yan yung look niya ngayon. Daniel Padilla hair siya ngayon.
O mas kamukha na niya yung nasa kaliwa ngayon. Ganyan na siya.
Alam ko siya parehas eh. Hindi, joke lang.
And so I guess we're hoping for the best for Gilas. Yeah. And speaking of Gilas, there's another Gilas team that's currently playing. It's the Gilas under-16 team. And they just finished their group stages to finish 2-1. They lost to China. So sinasabi niya nakabawi na raw yung China. But they won against Malaysia and against sino ba? Against Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Yes. And because of this, they're facing off against Korea in the next round. It will be a knockout play-in game to reach the quarterfinals. And it's quite surprising to see Korea lose to Jordan last night. But because of that, I'm still hopeful that Gilas wins against Korea. Ano naman natin na bane of our existence na natin yung Korea na kapag hindi sa Pilipinas ginawa, natatalo tayo sa Korea. But I hope that Kiefer Alas and the rest of the crew bring it tomorrow morning against Korea, and hopefully they make a game of it and win. And after that, they'll be facing Japan if they win for a seat in the Under-17 World Cup next year. So let's pray for the boys. Hope they come up with guns blazing like they did against China. Kinapos lang, but
yes.
Good luck to Gilas Under-16. So
yeah, certainly. I'm sure they're doing their best, and then we can see naman na they actually battled it out and even dominated against the other team. So it was just really a case of being outmatched versus China, genetics wise, I guess. Pero the boys have the talent, if I may say.
They hung tough. They shot really well from outside, and talagang naubusan na nung huli kasi tatangkad lang talaga. Parang our tallest players at 6'6", 6'5", and there's nothing you can do about that. So wishing them luck. So I guess that's it for today.
Yes,
so very quick pod, talk about the Gilas issues and all that. We're still hopeful that Daniel Padilla gets to play.
Yes. Para nasa atin na ang lahat, bro.
So hopefully he gets to play. Hopefully the issues are put to the side. The team gets together to perform really well. So any final thoughts? Mora?
Well, for me, basically that would be it for the topics. We'll be going into further sa UAAP perhaps in the next episodes. But shout out to Jerome who got injured daw. Pero hopefully he'll be able to recover in time and then make it and then be able to play during the UAP season. Yun lang, prayers.
Yeah, they're saying it's a partial tear of the ACL, which is quite good news instead of a full tear, but then we're not sure yet if he'll be able to play. So prayers up for Jerome Lastimosa.
Yes, sir.
And with that, I guess you could say that that's the end of the pod. Let's go Gilas. Let's go Gilas Under-16. And see you next time.
Yes, sir. The kids. Bye-bang.
Kayo na ang lahat.